Hello everyone, I'm JLAnderson01 and this is yet another top 5 video. By the title I'm assuming you know what this video is about. Well, this is my top 5 Resident Evil games. These are my opinion on what the best Resident Evil games are, the ones I've played and come to love and play again, and again, to the point where I know every line by heart. For God's sake, please do not yell at me about my choices. I've said this was in my opinion. Don't tell me that what my choices should have been, or that I'm dumb for these choices, because you'll only get yelled at by me. And if they're really insulting, the insults and all that, I'm gonna block you and delete the comments, basically. But feel free to tell me your personal favorite Resident Evil game and why you love it, or even post a video response of a top 5 or top 10 of your own choices. So, let's get on with the show. Enjoy. Alright, for number 5, now there are about 12 or so games from this franchise to choose from, but this choice really made the cut. Number 5 spot goes to Resident Evil, the game that started a legacy of survival horror gaming, also being the best zombie game for its time, or one of them. This game was so amazing that it spawned numerous sequels, novels, and movies. The game even spawned non-canon stories such as the Survivor series, Operation Raccoon City, and Gaiden. Possibly more that I forgot to mention. I don't know if Outbreak was part of a non-canon thing. I don't really know. But Resident Evil made its debut in North America on March 30th, 1996 for the PlayStation system, being an experimental genre of gaming survival horror, and it has just recently celebrated the 16-year anniversary of its release and the whole series. So I'm a nerd for knowing this. But while this game has definitely completed its mission for the genre, for 1996, this game had so many scares, like walking in on that first zombie, feeling the blood drain away from your face, because you're like, what? The dogs were scary as hell as well. Just walking through a nice hallway, badly decorated by the way, when all of a sudden, crash! Damn dogs are jumping everywhere, and you're like, what? The girls generally freak me out because they were just there, and yawn in the attic. Don't like that snake, and don't forget Tyrant, that son of a bitch that we all know that we at least died once or twice trying to beat that boss. All of that hard, but with all of that, I was more freaked out by the mansion themes of like the first and second floor. When you're in just random hallways, that theme just plays. The mansion themes were the reason why I screamed at everything. I go like enter through a room, and all of a sudden there's like nothing there, but I would scream because the mansion music made me like so scared about everything. And also, for 1996, this had amazing graphics, surprisingly. Compared to the first Silent Hill game released in 1999, the graphics for the first Resident Evil were just a lot better. Compared to the first Silent Hill game, the graphics just looked a lot cleaner and nicer. I hadn't even liked the remake of it that was released for GameCube, but soon ported to Wii for the Archives edition and all that, which is the one I personally own. But the original will always have a special place in my heart. Alright, for the number 4 spot, this game, for my choice, is very, very underrated in my opinion. This game was pretty good for its platform. The number 4 spot goes to Resident Evil The Darkside Chronicles, a Wii-only game, which is, I believe, being released for PS3 as well. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think it is. And Darkside Chronicles made its debut in North America on November 17th, 2009, being an on-rails shooting game, being for first-person shooter with co-op play for a second person next to you, and using the Wiimote as a gun and a nunchuck as a knife. This game, mind you, is a retelling of the main canon points of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil Code Veronica, told by Leon, explaining it all to Krauser. This is not a remake of any kind, despite what people say. It's not a remake. A remake is Resident Evil being remade from the original Resident Evil, the remake of that. That's a remake. The whole game is that remake. Not one game explaining like 2 games and some original stuff. No. That's a retelling. Completely different. Alright. After that little rant, what I loved about this game is that it was for Wii only, a game system that I only had for the longest time before getting a PS3, so it felt awesome to have an exclusive Resident Evil game for my system. Also, the graphics were simply amazing, especially the jungle scenes for Operation Javier. Those looked simply beautiful, like all high def and nice. The trees looked realistic, the water, the sunset and sunrise, all of that looked very nice. What made me love this game was that it combined Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil Code Veronica very well, despite maybe leaving a few important details, but it was still cool the way developers had done it. The scenarios for Resident Evil 2 blended very well, combining Leon A, Claire B, and Claire A, Leon B very well, combining all 4 scenarios to make one section. Although the Code Veronica portion of the game was slightly different, it was still freaking awesome to play as Steve Burnside throughout most of the Game of Oblivion section. Just saying, I love that part. This game is very good. This whole game in general, Darkside Chronicles, is very good if you wanted to get up to speed with the main canon storylines and characters and such. Like how Leon ended up in Resident Evil 4 and such. The Memories of a Lost City portion, Resident Evil 2, it explains a little bit about Leon becoming an agent for the government and stuff. This game makes the number 4 spot, and this is very underrated. So, I suggest that you at least try this game out, because it's that cool. At least try it before saying it's stupid. Don't judge a game by its cover.
I never thought any
Don't
of the
do it.
stuff my brother taught me would work.
Alright, now for number 3, this was a hard decision because this game was too awesome to even leave out on anybody's favorite list. So Resident Evil 3 Nemesis takes the number 3 spot. Oh, get it? Resident Evil 3 is number 3. I did not plan this. And I honestly did not. But anyway, this game made its debut in North America on November 11th, 1999 for the PlayStation system, being the 3rd installment of the franchise. Well, duh, because it's 3, it says in the title. Alright, in Japan, the title is known as Biohazard 3 The Last Escape because of Jill Valentine, one of the surviving STARS members from the first Resident Evil, is making her escape out of the viral infected city. It makes sense with the title. What I loved about this game was really how you were able to explore the whole city, unlike in Resident Evil 2 where you just explore a teeny bit of it and then you're at the police station. It was just really cool in how in Resident Evil 3 you were able to see the full carnage of the city, the fire everywhere, glass destroyed, you see people randomly in some places, they're dead. I like that. I thought it was a great detail. This game first introduced the 180-degree turn. Just spin around and run away. And it's the first game to introduce going upstairs without pressing a button. Although sometimes you do see the occasional cinematic where you're looking at the stairs and climbing up. Because Resident Evil 0 did that too a little bit. But, yeah, what I really actually loved was how in this game, in Resident Evil 3, you were able to produce your own ammo. You find the gunpowders and you make them yourself. I thought that was a lot more realistic and a lot more horror in there. Because you're like, oh crap, ammo just isn't laying around, I gotta make some. It seems a little more realistic in this kind of situation. I really actually wish they kept that in future games. Who knows, maybe we'll see it again. Maybe it'll be in Resident Evil 6. I highly doubt it, but who knows. Maybe in future installments. I'm not 100% sure, but I wish they would bring that back. Alright, Nemesis. the main enemy of the game, and the freaking title of the North American version of the game. I think it's in the European version too. I'm not 100% sure. But he was just badass. He is a true enemy, a boss that you just don't want to mess with. He's just stalking you throughout the whole city, unexpectedly, mind you. Just popping in and there. He's like, poof, poof, poof. He's a wizard. No, he's not. But still, he's just yelling out stars. His whole mission is to kill you, to stalk you and murder you. He's like, I don't like you. He murders you. Now, that is dedication to your job. It really is. That is dedication. Nemesis wins the most dedicated to their job award because this thing never gave up. Even at the end, when it was nothing but like a blob and it's just chasing you like that, it still wanted to kill you. It just was like, bitch, I'm not giving up. You need to die now. That's what it was doing. Now, the third game. This is a true classic to play. There's only one thing I hate about this game. Jill Valentine's outfit. Really? Honestly, how can you fight zombies in that? Okay, I know it's like probably for the guys who play these games. They're like, oh my god, Jill Valentine hot or something. I don't know. I'm a girl. I don't appreciate this. I appreciate that they make the female characters of these games actually kind of pretty much strong and how they're able to handle themselves during their ordeal. But can we get a different outfit? You know, back to Jill's Stars uniform? Do something like that? Alright, I'm done writing about that. This is still a very good game to play though, despite that little thing. They say the sequel is never as good as the original. The second always a horrible, degrading mess of the first one. Like how movies work, they always make a sequel because the first one had done so well. But most of the time, the second one is like, did I just waste my money? Did I really waste like $30 to go to the movies? Well, not in this case. The number 2 spot goes to Resident Evil 2. Again, is 2 and 2. I did not plan this, I swear. Making its debut in North America on January 21st, 1998 for the PlayStation platform, the system. This game, I have really no idea what to say. This game really helped, in my opinion, the Resident Evil legacy. Like, keep it going. Like, improve it a lot. Because everybody I know that play these games, like my coworkers at my work, they say the second one was by far the best in the whole series. I want to say the best, but it's one of the best, that's why it's number 2 on this list. It's a really, really great game. Despite the sudden change of characters and setting, like instead of having Chris and Jill, who we all come to know, love, and probably hate, we don't know. I don't know, you could have hated them. Switching them for like Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield. I don't know why I say Leon's name really weird. But anyway, this game really kept the survivor horror feature in the whole games. And besides that, Leon is way better than Chris anyway, as a character, in my opinion. Leon is way better. Yeah, I don't know. In the first game, you do hear a lot about Raccoon City. Like, oh, we're by Raccoon City, the Midwestern town of Raccoon City. It's over there or something. I don't know, but you're probably thinking, am I ever gonna see this place? Because they keep talking about it. Am I ever gonna see it? Well, you do, because in Resident Evil 2, you start off in the city and you have to run to the police station. It kind of brings back that feel of Resident Evil 1, the original, when you're in Raccoon Forest and you're running to the mansion. But this time, you actually control your character and you're running through the city to get there, to the RPD. I thought that was kind of interesting. And it also brings back the feeling of being in the mansion of the original, but you're in the police department. And it's cool how you can actually search the STAR's office. I like that. You were able to snoop through their stuff. You can snoop through Wesker's stuff and find a picture of Rebecca when you click the thing like 50 times. Or you can snoop through Chris's desk and Leon, if you're him, he'll remark this person doesn't know how to like clean or something. Like this guy is untidy. I thought that was funny. He could go to Jill's desk and have her beret. See the beret right there? It's awesome. I loved how you were able to do that. And the music itself inside the RPD was pretty terrifying. Like, it felt like the mansion music. It did. I don't remember what part of the game you were in, but there's this part when you're walking in a hallway at the RPD. It could be the library. I'm not 100% sure. But it starts off, like, gentle, and it's like, it has that creep factor to all of a sudden you hear, like, a crash sound. And you're like, did someone just break through the window? But it was part of the song. That scares me every time. Like, I'm just like chilling down a hallway, got my pistol, and all of a sudden you hear that song and you're like, what the hell is that? And you realize it's just part of the music and you're like, damn it, cheap scare. It's just, but that's what I loved. The whole soundtrack of Resident Evil 2 is about desperation, so I thought that was pretty cool. The bosses in this game, they trump the first set from Resident Evil by a long shot. Take William Birkin, for example. I consider him one of the best bosses in the entire game series. He makes more than one transformation. He has 5 malformations. I think that's how you pronounce it, but he has 5. You're the first one, you're like, oh, typical. It's like, something's happening. Something's evolving. It's a Pokemon. I don't know. No, it's not. Not really. But, then you, like, see his second transformation. You're like, what the fuck? Just alone, Birkin's boss music is epic and terrifying. Mixing the main theme of the whole entire game, which is from Prologue and the Raccoon City themes, mixing those together, and then putting the fear factor of Birkin, the boss, you just add all of that to there and it creates some epic music for that. I think each of his transformations have a different song. Like there's the first malformation G, the second malformation G. There's multiple. I really like it. It was cool how they kept the same theme, but without like overdoing it and giving it a different kind of style every time. It was really cool how they did that. One fact that I really loved about this game was the fact that there were 4 scenarios, Leon A, Claire B, and Claire A, Leon B, showing different alternatives to the story and what the other character was doing at the time during one game you were doing. Like in Leon A, who was that blonde girl on the train at the end? The first time I was like, well, I already seen the walkthrough, but I bet back in 1998 everybody was like, who the hell is that little girl? Who is she? I don't know this. But when you play Claire B, the scenario tells you that it's Sherry Birkin, the daughter of William Birkin. So, I loved how that in order to know the full story of the game, like know everything about it, you have to play all 4 scenarios. You gotta play all of them. You just have to, or you're not gonna know the whole story, because between Claire A and Claire B, those are completely different. And Claire A and Leon B, those are completely different. They're completely different scenarios, but some similarities, but they're, for the most part, different. This game becomes an iconic classic, and this game makes the original look like a complete joke. It's what I love about this game. Resident Evil 2, you did not disappoint me like regular sequels tend to do, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree that Resident Evil 2 was a great sequel. It may not be your personal favorite, but you can probably most likely agree that it was a pretty damn good sequel. Alright, this is the number 1 choice. This was... I bet the suspense is killing you by it at this point. Okay, now for this number 1 choice, if you viewers have watched my previous videos, or if you actually know me personally and you've heard me talk about this game, then you all know what it definitely is. You know what it is. Trust me, you know it. And if you don't, shame on you. But let's cut to it anyway. It's Resident Evil 5. No, not by a long shot. No. Alright, the real number 1 is the most epic game of the entire series, in my opinion. This is my ultimate favorite game. This game is Resident Evil Code Veronica, Code Veronica X, both versions. Code Veronica released in North America on February 29th, 2000, so on a leap year, for the Dreamcast, and released in Japan for only the X version on Dreamcast on March 22nd, 2001. The X version of the game was released in North America on August 21st, 2001 for the PlayStation 2 system. And this game, I have no where to begin. I love this game so much, and I really have no idea why. It's just, maybe my things about it will explain it. I don't know. I personally have the GameCube version of this game, released in North America on August 7th, 2003, and it has been it's been revealed that it's the third rarest GameCube game ever to be released in North America. It makes me feel happy that I own this game that's that rare. The game starts off, you're Claire Redfield, the main protagonist from Resident Evil 2, and you get captured and put on an island called Rockford Island. Oh yeah, by the way, Resident Evil 0 got the spelling and the pronunciation wrong of this, saying Rockfort Island as two separate words. It's Rockfort Island, it's one word. So Resident Evil 0 was wrong on that, so if you never played Code Veronica and you've heard Rockfort Island, it's really Rockfort Island. Yeah, it's been revealed in Resident Evil 5. Chris Redfield even said Rockfort Island. Alright, the setting, an island. It seems a little cliche at first, but the story becomes one of the best I've ever experienced in a video game. Story of how Claire tries to find her older brother turns into yet another horrific nightmare, because Chris can't just pick up the phone and say, "I'm fine, Claire. I'm okay. You don't have to find me. I'm okay. I'm just trying to destroy the freaking pharmaceutical company." Trying to do that. This whole story just involves so much more. It's amazing. The story goes into the tragic life of the Ashford family, how it explains how the Ashfords actually helped find Umbrella, how their family legacy went downhill, and how Alfred basically went mad from his loneliness, and how Alexia became mad with power, and how Alexander Ashford was freaking crazy with who wanted to create the perfect clone of Veronica Ashford. Already see something in there? The game introduces a new virus, the T Veronica virus, named after Veronica Ashford herself because of her great legacy for the Ashford family. Because she was like intelligent and beautiful, and I just hated that freaking puzzle in that one room. That one puzzle where you have to find the order of the head of the family and all that. It was annoying. Really annoying, actually. The music in this game was just simply amazing. The music having that horrific feeling and despair. Some songs make me want to shut off the game, but I just can't because of the pure epicness of the game. I can't do it. I'm like, I must turn it off. It's freaking me out. And I'm like, no, must continue with story. Must continue. Okay, another reason why I love this game is Steve Burnside, the character. Okay, everyone has been yelling at me why I like this character so much and why I don't find him annoying as all hell. Well, the answer to that is, he is the asshole character, acting like a complete jerk in the beginning and pretty much acting like a total, you know. I always find the characters like that a lot more amusing. I think they're the more interesting characters. They just entertain me because they have some of that comical thing too about them. Yeah, but I did find him annoying at first. I was like, who the heck is this guy? Is he trying to be all badass? What is he? What is he? But then I saw the character development of his character and how his backstory on how he got onto Rockford Island. It was just, it made me say, oh, wow, okay, that sucks. Made me feel bad for the character. It really did. And a lot of people were saying how bad his voice actor was, Bill Houston, because Everyone says Steve's voice in that game is horrible, but Sam Riegel as Steve Burnside Darkside Chronicles was a million times better. And I don't really find Steve's original voice actually annoying at all. I don't really pay attention to that. It could be because I'm from Michigan, where we all have like a slightly nasally accent. Like we have nasally sounding A's or O's. They just sound weird to other people. So I guess I'm just used to like weird voices like that, because it was hinted that Steve could be possibly from Canada or from the upper Midwestern region, so possibly from Michigan. Who actually knows? I just says, oh, I need grammar lessons.
Steve.
But according to a website
What were you doing
that had a source from the Capcom website, I believe,
Where's your family?
I read it somewhere that says that Steve is possibly from Canada. So, and Michigan is, I live in the area where you actually can see Canada, so I guess I'm just used to it.
Never mind.
Also, another thing I really love about like Steve Burnside's characters, because I loved his death theme. Like when he's dying, yeah, I know he's dying. A lot of people were probably like, "Hell yeah, get rid of this asshole," but I was like, "No!" I cried every time during that scene, and this just the piano part of his song. It just, I don't know. It's just sad. And especially his last dying words, declaring his love for Claire. Okay, I'm a girl, so I have to appreciate the little love cliche story in there.
I love you.
I thought that was just sad, and then he died. I was like, he's coming back, right? I mean, Wesker came back, like, and he has the poofy powers. He's just everywhere. Nah, without Steve, the game wouldn't have the slight comical humor he brings to it. Like his weird lines, how he always says, "Let's do this," and then you're like, "That's what she said," like every freaking time. And how he like acts like a noob, and you're like, really, come on, I was in Raccoon City, and I came to this island for this. No, nah. And honestly, without him, this game wouldn't have the emotional storyline that it has. Alright, enough of that crap. Okay, the bosses of this game are simply amazing. Like the Battle with Nosferatu, who is Alexander Ashford after being injected with the Veronica virus. Because Lexia's like, "You didn't raise my allowance, you asshole." I don't know. It could have been that. Who knows why she actually really did? Because wait, yeah, I knew though. It's they found. Both her and Alfred found out that they were artificially created from the DNA of him and Veronica Ashford, so that's some incest in there. It's really nasty, actually. No wonder why they're freaking messed up. No wonder why Alfred is like freaking weird and wants to dress like his sister and stuff. Yeah, but Nosferatu, man, he was just a jerkish boss, because he's always like flinging you around. He like throws you off the building. He poisons you, and you're just like, what the hell? But my favorite is when you get the knife and you knife his heart out. That was my first way of killing him. I loved that. That made me feel all happy. I was like, bitch, you are dead. One of my favorite bosses of all time comes from this game, and that is the fight with Alexia Type 2 and 3. Not only is she a difficult boss because of her attacks and side enemies, those annoying freaking little ants. You're like, what the heck are ants doing in Antarctica? Get it? Antarctica? Yeah, that's a horrible pun. That's a horrible pun within a game. One of the worst. But the music alone, in this whole entire game strikes you on how powerful she really is, and how she thinks she's mightier than a goddess or something, and it's all chaotic because she's like freaking crazy, and you're like, what the hell? Yeah, this game, without a doubt, will always be my #1. No matter what, nothing will really change that. This game has it all. A great storyline, memorable characters, awesome music, and the fact that the main password to beat the game is part of the title. That's freaking cool. You just put in that code and have the epicosity. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry if you don't agree with it on my choices, but this was in my own opinion, and you had been warned in the very beginning of this video. Now, to say my farewell, have a zombie-free day.
There was a